y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get up, get on up. Get up, get on up. Stay on the scene.
Now joining us in the studio is Natasha Brown from the Ethnic Minorities Campaign to tell us a little bit more about Black History Month. Hiya.
Hiya.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What's the purpose of Black History Month to you?
The purpose of Black History Month, right. So what it is when you look at textbooks or history books or anything like that, often it's portrayed as the heroes of the world and the inventors of the world were all white and probably white men. So someone a long time ago said, actually, we need people to know about Black history as well and ethnic minority history. And so they created, initially it was a week, now it's a month where Black people can explore their history and people can take part and understand Black history as well. So that's kind of the purpose of it.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you for coming in, Natasha.
Thank you for having me.
Racism is still a very tricky issue in football. To talk us more through this is Matt Harris, Sports Vice President. Thank you very much for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Now, what's been done to try and eradicate racism from sport, and football in particular?
I think over the years, I think clubs have tried to stamp out themselves. There's never been a separate body like you see nowadays with Kick It Out and Show Racism the Red Card, the campaigns that are running at the moment. I think clubs have always tried to keep it internal and at best try and say that it's not happening. We've seen recently Sepp Blatter claim there's no racism in football whatsoever, and that's coming from the FIFA president. But I think now with certain events that have happened in the last 12 to 18 months, it's now become a lot more of a prominent issue. For something that was, in my opinion, swept under the carpet, has now resurfaced and it needs addressing.
Definitely. Who do you think is the guiltiest party or player in this whole racism issue? Is it the fans? Is it FIFA?
I think the fans in the kind of almost riot culture in sort of the 70s and 80s. I think that almost kicked off events. I mean, obviously that was before my time, but from things that I've read and things that I've seen, I think they have a massive part to play in it, and it still is the case today. There's a lot of fights in between fans. You know, people go to the games to have fights and to abuse opposition. You know, I've been at games where, you know, you've heard insults thrown at players that then go and play for your country, and you kind of think 2 or 3 weeks' time you're going to be supporting that player.
And now we're going to leave you in the capable hands of CSR's commentators for the match, Dan and Will.
The idea of this whole game, this whole situation, because we wouldn't be here if it hadn't been because of this, but this is the perfect opportunity for us to join together as a university and a sporting community to support a great idea and show that we are a modern cosmopolitan community.
There we go. So
Ball
the
kicks off. Take a turn, hassled by ACS, played out wide onto the right. Taken back inside, number 4 on the ball, takes the touch.
Back here, trying to set up a shot, couldn't find it. He's out to the right.
Out wide and takes a shot. Oh! Ball went out wide onto the right. He took a little touch and then had a little dig with his right foot that just dipped over the goalkeeper. Very, very, very good goal. 1-0 to Kent FC?
Yes.
So we're running forward now.
They can break here. It's 3-on-2.
ET's been done.
Odom in the ball.
2-on-1. Played inside.
Ukandu in the middle. He shoots. Oh, great. Another one-handed save high to his left. And it just looked from this angle that it was going to go right over him, but he got a strong hand up to it. And Ukandu looking pretty strong in the middle with Uwawa on his right, Odom on his left.
And there has the half-time whistle has just gone.
So at half-time, the scoreline was 1-0 to Kent FC after that fantastic goal in the 25th minute, chipping the ball right over the goalkeeper's head. And just minutes after the whistle blew for the second half, Kent FC popped yet another into the back of the net, making it 2-0 for now. Time now, though, to rejoin the action with your commentators from CSR. It's Will and Dan.
Oh, that is a great save by the ACS goalkeeper.
Touched it around the post.
You can hear the crowd. They were very, very happy to see that go wide.
Crossed from the right by Stan Evans and headed in the middle. 3-0 now to Kent. It's 1-on-1 and it's buried.
Great
bottom right.
Great little finish by Connor there. I think 4-0 reflects... the result reflects the performances today.
Yeah.
So Tommy, you were coaching tonight.
Yeah.
A good 4-0 win. How do you think it went, the whole game?
No, I mean the first half was pretty even, and you can tell that because we brought 11 new players on, the ACS tied out a little bit. So,
yeah.
I mean, we brought loads of fresh legs on, some decent players come on, and they showed why they're uni players. They've had that little bit more quality in them.
So, what do you think of the ACS team? Because I think they played a
I
decent
thought
team.
first half it was pretty even. I mean, we was lucky to be 1-0 up. I mean, a draw would have been a fair result at half time. It's only because our lads have been training a little bit fitter, a little bit sharper, and just got a little bit more quality around the box. But I don't know, I thought that was a good outfit.
So that was a great match, and here in the studio we now have three lovely gentlemen. We have Alex from Inquire, the sports editor, Tom from KTV, who's head of sport as well, and Will from the Saturday Sports Show on CSR. So boys, how do you think the overall game went?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
From a commentary point of view, watching out onto it is a lot different from just watching it as a spectator. It ended 4-0 to Kent, but I think the boys from the Afro-Caribbean Society, they did themselves proud out
I think
there.
the players responded positively to each other, they interacted well.
Yeah, definitely it was quite a fair game. There was no really nasty tackles, and it was quite a wet surface as well, so that's easily done in games like this. But they created a lot of good chances, and it was a good game to watch.
Yeah, they kept it competitive, so that's what, even though it's a friendly and it's for a good cause, you want to see some kind of grit from both teams, and they definitely kept in it with competitiveness.
Well, we mentioned it earlier, but this was all to do with Black History Month, and especially in football recently, there's been a lot of issues with racism. The John Terry saga has been finally ended, and in Serbia last week, and it's all seemed to be bubbling up at the moment. What do you guys think about it at the moment?
Yeah, I think the organisations really need to take a lot stronger action. I think 4-game ban for John Terry and £250,000 fine. I think that works out to 10 days worth of wages for him, which essentially is nothing to a football player. I think there need to be a lot heavier restrictions, and that is shown by a lot of the black players that have dropped out of Kick It Out. They have refused to wear the T-shirts. And also in Serbia as well, we need to see some strict sanctions on the Serbian team as well, I think.
Well, Alex, what do you think of, it was previously mentioned, the players not wearing the Kick It Out T-shirt last week. What do you think of that, and do you think that they're inevitably bringing more attention to it by not supporting the cause? What do you think?
Well, you need to make stands like that in order to try and create a fundamental shift in the way things are going, because it's not working whatever they are doing with regards to charities, so they need to do something, and maybe, you know, making a stand by not wearing the T-shirts is necessary, but we'll have to see. It's definitely giving it more attention, and that's never a bad thing.
On that, what do you think we can do as a uni, as a community, to help further awareness of not only racism towards black people in Black History Month, but just in general, and issues of that nature?
Yeah, I think racism often stems from ignorance. I think if there was more integration and more mixes between communities, then it would definitely help out a lot.
Well, thank you to Alex, Tom and Will for coming in. I know it's been a bit of a foggy night out here, but hopefully our cameras haven't missed any of the action.